kind of have the people that kind of that have been suffering, that not necessarily have a support group behind them or like a support around them, that kind of feel shackled within themselves like I once did, and it's those people I want to reach into and kind of bring out the light in, the same way I had felt when I first discovered bands like Linkin Park and stuff, and I felt like I didn't have a voice, and then these people gave people like me a voice, you know, because you related so much to the suffering, and it's those people I kind of want to dig in, get into in their mental, into their minds, and awaken some confidence and light in them, and tell them it's going to be okay, and you can rise. And with us, and the support of music and the power of music, I think, and the power of expression, you can. So those ones. Yeah, just kind of like being respectful to the world around us and less selfish, and remembering that, like nature, everything, there's a give and take relationship with everything, and it's respecting that and remembering our place and being less selfish as humanity as I find we can be, and horrible to each other as well as the world. Yeah, I find it being too close to home sometimes, and it can even be in your own home. And yeah, I mean, for us, it's been important. Yeah. So. Stressful, like really stressful, but worth it. You know, I find order follows the chaos. That's the laws. But it's been emotional. Like I can only write from experience. You know, I have to be real in my lyrics, and I always noticed it was always an outstretched hand the lyrics acted as, and I wanted to, you know, writing that over the course of the album, it kind of just flowed out after. You have a lot of, you know, your own experiences that you tend to tackle, but at first, yeah, I'm going off on one there, but at first it was, it started off really stressful because the EP was so successful. We thought, oh my God, how are we going to raise the bar, you know, and what do we do? And when we first started writing, we put ourselves in like a box mindset, like, oh, it has to be this way, which didn't like resonate with our core selves, which is, as a musician, you should be exploring lots of different avenues and not being afraid to take risks and expand your sound. It's the only way to grow professionally and personally. So yeah, at first it was like really intense, but the second we took those walls down, everything started free flowing, and over the course of 5 weeks in the studio, it just it all came together really nicely. It's been worth the horrible blood, sweat and tears. Probably just at the end, I had an album in my hands, like, and I was like, you know, wow, I created this, you know, and it's going to live beyond me, and yeah, just an accomplishment, you know, because I can be so hard on myself and not consistent and with certain things, but music is always something I can be consistent with. It's my full-on passion, so I think that those moments made me smile, just the end of it all, like, we did it. Just like this, the way we've set like a standard of beauty and a standard of like just like society standards, like, and it doesn't resonate with me, with my core self, because I don't see us all like here to look good. We're you know, these are like, to me, they're spacesuits, you know, of skin, here to make, you know, here to bring us experience. And yeah, that for me, like, we're always striving, like, there's got to be the perfect Instagram thing, and Instagram and social media have set standards to what and, you know, a false perception of what is perfect, and people try and follow that, and it's like, that's false, you know. You just for me it's false. My truth is false. It could be somebody else's truth, you know. But for me, it can be very hard for girls and boys that are, you know, unconfident in themselves, that see these set standards of beauty, and they feel not good enough for the world, so they try everything to try and reach that, and if they feel like they don't, it kind of, like, you know, has an effect on the mental health and your own self-confidence. Whereas I just like, I don't get it, you know. One day, you know, we're all going to look like old leather handbags. And it's No, you do not. Absolutely not. I came in, I thought you were absolutely very beautiful. That's not going to matter, you know. It really is not. It's not going to matter one day. And it's just like, and you look back thinking, why did I waste so much time bloody worrying and spending all that time trying to change myself when I am good enough, you know? And yeah, so I'm going off on a tangent there, but yeah, but that was my frustration with things like that, with everything, and yeah. No, was it worth it, sort of thing, you know? She's people like that. I think we're making the mistakes in certain generations in order for the future to be better. But then there's, you know, I always get conflicted. Like when I try not to judge. I got friends close to me that have like Botox and like lips done, and I'm like, oh, who am I to judge them? And who am I to say that's wrong? I just know I just know that they're doing it because they don't think they're good enough, that they have to change their physical form, and it's like, I don't want them to feel that they have to do that because I think they're beautiful anyway. But again, because of media and stuff, we've set that standard, and we're trying to mimic it in some way. Where I think, like nature, we should all find our individual expression and not be afraid that. I am very conflicted half the time, but as long as people are happy, I'm happy. You know. So, but yeah, that's awful to hear that. That's horrible. Poor family. Sorry. Yeah, it's just self-hatred. Everyone, it's all linked. Any form of like addiction, anxiety, or like when people do this to themselves, it's linked to a form of self-hate. The second you look in that mirror and say, no, I love you, body, and I'm gonna love my, you know, Charlotte, whoever you are, and just tell yourself I love you, and practice saying I love you, because we're so hard on ourselves. We're constantly going, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and you're burying it in your subconscious to the point where your body believes you, everything believes you. And this, one of my favorite quotes is by an author called Anais Nin, and she says, you don't see things as they are, you see things as we are. So the more negative you are inside, the more the world, the perception of yourself is going to be dark. Whereas when you're having a good day and you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel good, and you know, the world's suddenly better. Yeah, so I always believe, like, you know, I try and say to girls, like, don't change anything yet, like, try and heal what's going on in here first, and then make these big decisions, you know. So this is ruling everything. So yeah. No, I don't set standards anymore. I don't have any limits. I think when you, again, setting those standards, it limits you as well to the potential of what you could possibly reach. And if you take away the bar and like take away the box, you know, everything is limitless. So musically, I don't believe in putting any limits in the sound. That's why the album for me had to be quite diverse and different, and every song had to like stand on its own. So I like got rid of that sort of standard. No, you know, I don't like strive for perfection in that. I don't strive for, the only thing I strive for perfection is perfection, whatever. It's just to be better in myself as a human being, as a person, you know, to learn about all the negative parts of myself and my shadow parts of my personality, and learn to know all of them, and you learn to love them too. And my mission is to kind of, I don't know, defeat the thing that lacks confidence in me, you know. That's the only thing I want to kind of fight. But yeah, I don't think I have set standards for perfection. I used to when I was younger, but you know, growing up teaches you things getting older. So, and that's the beauty of aging. And we're not, you know, we don't give aging enough credit, if I'm honest. I feel so different now to the girl I was when I was like 14, 15, you know, to the girl who was in her early 20s sort of thing. So. See, now that song's about like me not. I was in a relationship, and I had met someone else during that time, and I was like talking to them a lot, and I was being like, I knew I was being disloyal, and I was like, I couldn't believe I was even capable of this. You know, you judge people. I never judge people because I never say don't judge. You never know what's coming. You never know what you're gonna do. But it was me learning about this, like there's certain aspects of myself that was new to me, and at first I was like riddled with guilt, and I was self-hating a lot, and I was like, what have I done, all this like horrible things, but I realized it's, you know, there's sometimes when things are in a certain place, I have to change it, and I knew in that moment I had to change it, and it was all amicable in the end. It was really beautiful. I was very lucky to have the people in my life are very open-minded and loving, and yeah, it was just I had a horrible guilt that I had to like kind of contend with. It didn't resonate with who I thought I was, and I was like, damn, am I a bitch? Excuse me, but yeah, I feel like I have changed. That was enlightening to know what if that situation ever arises again, how I would do things differently. Not speaking my truth for a long period of time, keeping it all in and hiding things was ripping me apart, like everything apart. I started drinking more then, smoking more, because I couldn't handle the guilt and what I was facing. But the second I was truthful and came out with everything, the weight just spilled off me, and I was like, as painful as it is to face up to anything that you've done that's bad, you just got to do it, because you're just like, oh well, I'm free. I'm free. You freed them, you freed yourself, and there's a lot of power in truth and light, and yeah, I've learned from that. So if I ever, God forbid, if I ever face that situation again, I will be flat out, like, real. But I had to go in that situation to learn from the mistakes. Mistakes pave the way. I mean, I've always been honest. I still struggle now and then, but I'm in a good place currently, and I strive to be better in that sense. But yeah, when I first wrote White Lies, that was me being like, damn, the second I put this out there, that's me, like, I have to be real and like step up with myself, because I'm letting the world in all my own little secrets. And when we put that out and we got signed and stuff, things started to happen and change, and I was like, holy shit, So I thought we got thrown into tours and shows, and I realised how unfit I was, and I was like, and what I was standing for, and all these people writing to me saying, I get it, I've been in your scenario, and I'm sorry you're going through that, but I can relate. Thank you for being so honest. It's helping me be honest in myself, and I was enlightened by it. And I was like, I really got to kind of step up. Even, I have dipped. That's why Primrose and stuff was written. But I want to always be real and honest. Like, I'm not perfect, whatever perfect is. But anyway. Yeah, so I've made a lot of lifestyle changes. Like I'm less damaging to myself. I self-love more. I realise that's the key, is just self-love, and yeah, trying to be more healthy along the way. Anyway, yeah, trying. I'm allergic to life. Like, even now my skin's really bad, and it is in a lot of videos and stuff. But yeah, I have to be really strict on myself. Even if I drink now, it'll flare me up really bad. It's like my body's just started to reject everything. But yeah, we tried to be healthy on the road. You have to, otherwise you're not going to survive. Like this one tour we did on Amity, I'd like drunk every day for 4 weeks. It was really bad, and at the end of it I looked like twice my age and just dead inside. Like, you're just like, oh my god. And then yeah, you got to be careful as musicians on the road. You're fed alcohol everywhere you go, and the next thing you know, you've got a problem and you don't realise it, because you get off tour and then you're like, oh my god, you tell yourself, I'm going to detox now for a week, and then you're like craving alcohol in the evening, and you're like, fuck. Yeah, I think so. I love 20 Layers because it was like in this one time I got myself into like a hole, had an existential crisis again. Had so many in my lifetime, but I love these. These are like awakenings crisis. Every time you go like you hit rock bottom, if you can come out of it, you've learned so much from that. Being in that darkness, yeah, it was either like make or break for me one night, and I was like, I can either end it all and just leave. And I indulged that thought for a while, and then, or it's like, I can live. And, yeah, I always had hope. I've always had hope since I was a little girl. No matter how much shit I went through, like, I don't know no matter how angry I was at the world for being so hurtful to each other and to me, that, I always had hope, and not everyone has this in them like me, and I really want to try and bring it out of people, you know, because I'm sorry if I cry. I can feel myself welling up. What the hell? But I want to instill that in people. I know no matter what, we're all brave for existing. We don't know why we're here. We don't know where it's going to go. But I don't want to give up just yet. Do you know what I mean? And like, death is coming, guys. It's going to be gifted to us one day. You might as well just go along with the ride and see what happens, you know. And that's like songs like "Are You Ready to Live," like enjoying the ride and stuff, came from. And I just want to instill more hope in the world, because no hope is hopeless, you know. That was me, like, just kind of like, I was having like an absolute breakdown one day because I had like someone close to me who I love very much having some mental health issues, and I couldn't afford to pay. I was trying to find the money to pay for them to privately get some help, but it was so much money. And then the NHS, it was like 6 weeks, but it took a year, you know. And it was like I was trying to say to the world, like, we're doing it wrong, you know, we're missing the mark here, something's not right, that we can't help each other out, and you have to, you know, it involves this, you know, this thing we've created we call money, which is an exchange of energy, you know, I just think we're doing it, you know, wrong. If someone needs help, we got to, you know, stand up and pull together, sort of thing. But it was kind of me just going, hey everyone, listen, these are the things I think that are fucked up in society. This is my truth. I've been quiet about it a long time now. I want you to hear me out. And it was like going from like feeling mad over that I couldn't help my friend with that, and then my, you know, again, pursuit to perfection, that sort of way of thinking, and how that's, you know, detrimental to our minds. It was detrimental to my friend at the time, and it annoyed me, and it still does now. She can't look in the mirror, and it wrecks me, you know. I'm like, she hates herself that much, and she watches too many of these fucking programs, like seeing these girls that are just, you know, perfectly symmetrical, and she compares, even though she's absolutely stunning. But anyway, and it was just making me mad. And then like I would be on my phone a lot, and then the next thing I know, I'm realizing like I'm living behind this windowless like thing. Like, we use like technology wrong, you know. We have all this information to access that, you know, do all the studying we want in the world, and we use it as this artificial kind of, I don't know, just. I want it to end personally and professionally. So personally, I want to see myself whole. I want to, you know, evolve and change and find peace within my mind. I want to quiet that. I know it's achievable. It's happened to me before, and it's the most peaceful place when you live right here in the moment. Professionally, the band's dream state is not a career-driven thing. Kids are more influenced by bands statistically than their friends and family. We have a responsibility to these people. You know, they look up to us. They will copy us. They will listen to us. And I just want to wake the kids up and bring more hope and light and love into the world. And so it's hard seeing people give up, you know. And that's the goal.